Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Millen, joined by Josh Burns and Brian Thornton.
What up?
Back in my day, we used to put the road in the car on the road. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
So this week, we find out that you can watch a trashy Fantastic Four movie, and we don't mean Josh Tranks, for free. There are 3 TV shows that are getting their own movies. And forget drones, we got paper airplanes. So let's get this show on the road. But I do want to start with one topic that I just got to get off right off the bat. Apparently, MoviePass is run by dogs now.
It was always run by dogs. I got news for you.
So I got an email. I can't even deal with this. First off, they have a picture of a dog in a MoviePass I would say ascot because bib, bandana, whatever.
It looks like he's about to split off with Daphne to search the house.
Yeah, it's a blacklist. It says, woof, I'm Chloe, the director of marketing at MoviePass.
Marketing.
I get
it.
I'd like to explain why from time to time you've had a rough experience with us. But it turns out that I'm a dog and I can't talk. What I do know is that I see humans working like crazy to make MoviePass better and better for you as fast as possible. They're so grateful for your membership and support while they work it out. We're listening, we're learning, we're changing.
We're closing.
I'm sorry. What the hell?
Did Wendy's respond? Because I'd like to see that.
You know, Wendy's Twitter game is gotta be on point. I can't even do this anymore.
You know, there's some people out there like, no, I love dogs.
And that'll make me continue to buy a subpar service.
So
yes.
I was looking.
No.
I was like, all right. Once I got this email, I was like, you know what? I'm curious. MoviePass. What are you offering, huh? Well, what are you doing to make this up for us? So I looked around locally around what's available for you to go as a MoviePass customer. And you know,
show me.
Movies like Bohemian Rhapsody are out right now. The Nutcracker, A Star Is Born, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you can't get into any of that.
No,
thing.
do you know what movie was available to me for today?
Smallfoot.
Venom.
That's a month old.
That's it. That was the only movie that was available to me was Venom.
I can watch all the movies.
I don't even think I'm going to be able to see Instant Family with MoviePass.
No, you have an A-list. Why are we even still worried about it?
Listen. At this point, there's so many lawsuits.
Club.
There's so many lawsuits. Why are you doing this dog bit? But it turns out that I'm a
trying to save face.
It's a weird looking
it's
dog.
not even a cute dog. It's just listen, if you want to impress somebody with a dog photo, not black and white.
I got some dog photos that'll impress everybody.
This is ridiculous. All right, now that that rant is over, if this is your first time listening to the show, I highly recommend you go to intro.thatkindofnerd.com, learn a little bit about us, a little bit about the show, a little bit about why I am ranting against MoviePass, and then you can go ahead and dive headfirst right into this episode.
This plug is a little late, so I'm very confused.
Yeah, let's say we're trying something new.
Nah, this is weird, but I am going to recommend that you listen to episode 136 for a show with structure, I'm sure.
Ugh. It's called It Puts the Netflix on the Skin.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was good.
That was one of my finer jokes. You're welcome.
The big highlight of that episode was the Crocodile Dundee sequel that ended up to be an Australian advertisement.
Yes. An advertisement.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Oh, and the XFL.
The XFL with Vince McMahon, who's smoking way too many fucking cigarettes and drinking too much scotch.
Maybe he just needs a good seltzer.
He does probably need a good seltzer. But listen, since we're talking about weird and obscure already, you know that's my favorite hobby. So I love to go around the internet, find that weird, find the obscure story, and then I ask these two gentlemen for a tech perspective. And starting off with one of our favorite conversations. I just want to get through this style of internet. I'm just. Am I good? Okay. So I always tech perspective. Do you think people like Austin Winchester and TD even know what a dial-up modem sounds like?
No, but I'm sure they find it funny.
That reference has to be lost on some core part of our audience. Joshua Burns,
Mm-hmm.
you, good sir, are the connoisseur of mapping applications that are available.
Sommelier,
to you.
perhaps.
Yes. And I know you're a CarPlay user as well, so you know that right now on CarPlay, Apple Maps, Google Maps, and Waze are all available to you on Apple CarPlay.
Yes, Apple Maps if you want to get lost, Google Maps if you want to go to where you're going to,
Dude,
and Waze if you want to drive through a house.
That is just not the case at all
really
with
is.
Apple Maps. It's not. It's just not. And I like it's.
I've been taken down a dark alley with a dead end.
Google Maps way more often than Apple Maps drops me in the center of some place where there's here's your location in the middle of the street. No,
I've never had that.
It has happened 3 times in New Jersey in the last year.
Well, that's because you're going to Jersey.
New Jersey, right? Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
really,
any mapping application has to deal with the fact that it's New Jersey. Google Maps is adding the one feature that I think is missing from it, which is crash reports and speed traps. Now, however, Waze, which is my preferred GPS mapping system, as you described it, encourages distracted driving.
Yes,
right. So the Google Maps implementation of this is not as gamified, literally gamified.
No,
as
we
Waze
have to
is.
rely on other people's distracted driving.
Wait, when you say gamified, like when the crash, are they like when the crash shows up, or do they have to?
No, you get points.
You get points.
You get points for like literally holding your phone and touching it while you're driving,
or tapping your CarPlay display like I do. Thanks. There is an accident here.
Oh, there's no way I'm okay with any of this.
Right. So Google Maps, from what I can tell here, right, is just going to tell you that this has been reported primarily through Waze because Google owns Waze. So this way, the Google Maps users are not actively interfering and touching their screens, but they're getting this, and this is a little better.
All right, except it's now flawed because, all right, you just said use Waze on CarPlay, right?
Yes.
But as soon as they integrate this into Google Maps, you're going to stop using Waze.
I don't know. I have to see how it actually works out. But that is the plan.
But that's the premise, right?
Yes.
So that's one less user. How many people? I just don't think it's accurate anymore. I think once you take the people away, like, oh, Google Maps has this feature that I want, so I don't need Waze anymore. And all of a sudden, you don't get accurate reporting.
But see, the thing is, I know people who swear by Waze way more than anything else, who will never ditch it, who like the gamification of it, who like the points, who like seeing the report at the end of the week that they send you saying, this is how many people you've helped out in your drive. I know people
drive fast, take chances, Waze users, please.
So listen,
pretty soon that crash report could.
I think the Waze is helpful in that we need a culling, and it's now upon us.
We need a new plague. Thanks, Dwight. I appreciate that.
There you go.
My thing was this: is I like to know where if there is a speed trap or where there's an accident clearly labeled on my map. Apple Maps just doesn't do that. Waze is the only one who's doing it right now, but like I don't want all the other. I don't want the icons. I don't want to see other Wazers. I don't want any of that. I just want my directions.
That's what they're called, Wazers?
I believe so.
Okay.
All right, well, now that we've talked about that, let's turn our attention to the world of comics, see what's affecting TV, see what's affecting movies, but most of all, how is it affecting Brian this week? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk!
All right, so as I said earlier, there is a Fantastic Four movie that you can watch, but it's utter garbage, so please don't watch it. Marvel's canceled 1994 Fantastic Four movie is now available to watch on YouTube.
You should absolutely watch this movie.
I have heard such
because then you'll know how good the Chris Evans and Jessica Alba ones are. I've seen this one.
You seen it?
I've seen it. I saw this so long ago, back when like you could buy bootleg VHS and DVDs at comic conventions, and no one was freaking doing anything about it, even though it's super illegal. I did watch this. It's not good.
I think they mentioned, and my memory maybe
it's better than Josh Tranks, but it's not good.
I think they mentioned this during the Death of Superman documentary, just in the fact of like there were comic book movies that were being made that like no one really liked, kind of thing. They didn't focus on it too much, but everything I've heard about this is really bad.
I don't know who any of these people are, do I?
Oh yeah, no,
because it wasn't like a big.
These are not
movie.
people. These are not stars.
These were the same like hole that they got the guy to play Captain America back in the freaking 80s and Doctor Strange. And like Marvel did not have a good time trying to get movies off the ground until 1998 when Blade came out. Everything was garbage and the special effects were not capable of keeping up. I'm pretty sure there's a scene at the end where Reed Richards is waving goodbye out the sunroof. And you can clearly tell it's a painted broom with a glove on top. It's bad.
Wait, really? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Honestly, go to the movie and just fast forward to the end. You'll see it. Because the movie ends with him and Sue getting married and he's waving goodbye.
I'm doing it right now. Hold on.
It's pretty bad.
You can go to the show notes and you can see it, but hold on. I'm loading up.
Johnny Storm can only shoots fire out of his fingertips because the CGI could not get him to flame on the whole way. And when he does, it looks like Tron.
Yep.
Are you watching it, Josh?
CJ, it's like 127.
Here we go.
Right?
Oh my god.
I'm pulling it up again.
There it
It
is.
was like an arm holding a broom in a sleeve with a glove on the end of it.
Yep.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that hurts.
It's like just a broomstick.
That hurts.
It's so good.
So bad. By the way, at the time of this recording, there are 79,777 views of this video.
Oh man,
Which I think is more people than Josh Trank's Fantastic Four.
I should really watch this again. This was terribly fun.
Oh god, it looks really bad. Listen,
You know what I want? You know what I want to watch that I have not been able to find?
what?
The Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. starring David Hasselhoff
Oh, I know that
TV pilot movie that they did. Oh, I really would like to watch that again. That was bad.
All right, so as we go, so let's just continue this weird Marvel movie streak. The PG-13 Deadpool 2.
Speaking of bad ideas,
officially has a title now, which is Once Upon a Deadpool. That's really what it is. It has a release schedule, right? So it's coming out December 12th through December 4th, but it has a nice little charity.
it's
component
going
to it.
backwards.
December 12th to the 24th.
Oh, you said December 12th to the 4th.
Oh, I apparently am
Either that or it was
drunk
staying
on
in
cheese.
theaters for an entire year.
It is. So it is December 12th through December 24th. The fun part of it is that they're working with the charity Fuck Cancer, which has been renamed Fudge Cancer for this event, and they're doing a donation. So every $1 for every ticket sold is given to charity. So I mean they've got that for it. However, there's also a new poster which has him and Fred Savage, grown-up Fred Savage, like riding a unicorn on the front. I don't understand what this movie is. I still don't understand it. They obviously have edited some of the R shit out and then put Fred Savage scenes in, but I just don't know what the hell they're doing with this movie. I just don't get it. It runs.
I could not care less about
It runs
this movie.
3 minutes shorter than the original cut, but at least if they're doing this shitty movie, at least
He curses for 3 whole minutes?
sounds about right. Enough jerk off jokes and artwork they can't show to add up to get 3 minutes. Hell, when we edit this show, 3 minutes of it disappears due to shenanigans.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
I've seen Deadpool 2. I would never want a PG-13 version, and I'm not going to let my kids watch it anyway. So
I just don't understand.
So we just got a picture of Tyler Hoechlin, and Lois, who plays Superman on the CW shows, and Lois Lane from the Elseworlds crossover. Here's what I want to talk about. I'll have to find the specific article for you, CJ. Somebody rightfully pointed out that's very Richard Donner-esque. Have you looked at the picture?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
It's very like Superman 2. Like, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure she wore that exact same
Yes.
shirt.
in
Like,
the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
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 Somebody decided to write an entire article about how we don't care about the Richard Donner Superman anymore. To which I say, fuck you.
I love the Richard Donner Superman.
No, this person's whole argument is that, oh, well, the target demo for these CW shows is young kids who don't give a crap about the Richard Donner Superman. To which I say, the people watching Supergirl
are not young kids. Well, none of these are young kids.
Yeah.
No. I mean, no young kids.
The same people watching
Arrow.
Riverdale are not watching Flash, Arrow, and all the other Berlanti properties.
That's my point. They're comic book fans, my age or older, watching this shit who like the Richard Donner Superman.
Well, I mean, Christian and Zoe are allowed to watch Flash.
Right, but the people who are watching the Arrowverse at this point, Alon, right, because it's been many years, have an appreciation for the back catalog of the DC universe, including Superman.
Probably especially.
The best Superman iteration ever. It's the gold standard. If you watch this stuff, you were watching Richard Donner's Superman and Superman 2. I wish people who write these articles...
I know it is, but it's also really shitty.
It does not hold up well. No, absolutely not.
No, it's really
it's very bad. However,
sure,
it's very shitty.
1978. It's
right.
not supposed to hold up.
Well, Star Wars held up. That held up pretty well. It wasn't. Come on, it wasn't nearly as campy.
No. People's memories and perception and conversation and social norms are what made like the original cuts of Star Wars hold up. I've rewatched this last Star Wars recently. They do not. They are only as good as your brain lets them be. If you're watching them for the first time, you'd be like, "This is pretty bad." This is
really
Yoda's puppet is terrible. It's fantastic in the sense of I love Muppets and I will always love Yoda, but it's like in 2018.
Back to the Superman thing. I mean, I watched them over and over and over and over and over as a child. All of them. Less so.
You can skip 3 and 4.
No, I don't think you can skip 4. I liked 4.
Really?
Yeah, no. Absolutely. Just like I like Rocky 4. The same thing.
I love Rocky 4 too, but you skip Rocky 5. That's the
there's
Rocky
a fifth Rocky?
Skip.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, but
there's a Rocky 5?
Come on, dude. You can't skip any Rockies. It's not okay.
I learned that the hard way.
I
think there's a couple episodes of me watching Rocky.
Right. So I get it, and I get why the Fortress of Solitude thing. I really, really like Superman 2. I like how conflicted he is and doesn't understand really where he fits, and he has to go through that whole thing. Plus Zod. Right. Who was far better than Michael Shannon.
Yes,
I
agree. But that's because I hate Man of Steel. I really like this, and I think that Tyler is doing a good job of respecting.
He looks good in that picture with like a really ridiculously chiseled jaw. Like clearly it's Photoshop, but I mean, come on.
He looks a little bit like Dean Cain, and he kind of looks a little bit like Christopher Reeve. Like it's a really cool mixture, and he does a great job with the character. I think he does a good job of being that Boy Scout. That you need.
I'm really excited for this Elseworlds crossover.
Yeah, it's turning out to be really good.
Very excited to see all these characters in the new universe.
So this isn't happening until December.
Correct.
Yes, the first week in December, though.
I get this, and then I get Spider-Man.
Really not that far away.
It's going to be a good start to my December.
Do they stream?
They do it after the season ends.
No, on CW.
Week after, I believe.
It's literally the day after. No, it's the day after.
Oh, good, because I'm not watching shit at 8:00 on Sunday except for football.
But they only keep like the past 5 episodes. Here is a picture that Melissa Benoist posted from the Elseworlds crossover with Ruby Rose in the costume.
Ooh.
Without Photoshop.
Oh, wow.
And she looks pretty freaking good.
That's really fucking cool. I will include a picture in the show notes, or right now if you're listening on CarPlay or Overcast, you'll see the picture. Wow, that looks pretty bad. Remember, I asked, "Show me a real picture. Don't show me a photo." Yeah,
that's a real picture. That's a set picture. That looks even worse than what it'll probably look on screen.
That's like someone's Instagram account tweeting this out. Yeah, no, this is good. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with this.
Oh, this is gonna be so good.
All right, now let's take a look at the world of movies and TV in a segment that we call Screen to Stream.
Oh, speaking of shit I don't care about.
And let's talk about those 3 movies and TV show things. Let's start with some good ones and end with a really bad idea. So, Breaking Bad apparently has a movie in the works, and Vince Gilligan is in charge of it. He's running the show as it should be, and it looks like it's going to be continuing the story, the events after Jesse escapes, which I thought we all agreed was the Need for Speed movie. So I'm very confused as to what we're doing with this.
I don't really. I mean, meh.
Wow,
That
was the most indecisive language it's ever been
It wasn't
uttered.
indecisive at all. It was pretty decisive. That's how I feel about it. Just, what? Like, what's Jesse gonna do?
I don't know. Work at a Cinnabon in Omaha. Wait. It's Better Call Saul. I don't know.
It's just gonna be him driving for 2 hours.
Right. Need for Speed.
I didn't see that, but this. I mean, come on. This isn't necessary, right?
I don't know. I mean, I love Vince Gilligan, so whatever he wants to do, like I'm there for it. Like I will be a butt in the seat. I'm just really curious as to what you do with this, because he's pitching as a 2-hour movie, not like a made for TV movie, like a movie. But to me, it sounds like the Entourage movie, and I don't want that. The film
Oh, I was expecting to get trashed by saying I don't give a shit about this, but apparently Josh doesn't give a shit either.
Look, what's the point of Breaking Bad without Walter White?
I agree.
I read somewhere that he is going to be in it.
He can't. He's dead.
Spoiler alert.
I didn't watch the fucking show.
Well, he did. I say he did.
Yeah, listen, the finale was 2013. If we spoiled that for you, fuck you, okay? I'm saying that. Should have watched it by now. Brian.
I have no desire to finish that show.
That's crazy talk.
That's ridiculous.
It was not as good as everybody said it was.
You're out of your mind. It was awesome. And then it ended, and it should stay there.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. A prequel makes no sense because Walter White was a goody-goody two-shoes who did nothing.
Isn't Better Call
bend the
Saul a
rules.
prequel?
Better Call Saul is the prequel, but it's not as...
Well, that's Saul's story. That has and Mike, what's his name?
Mike, yeah, I don't know. Ehrmantraut.
Ehrmantraut, thank you. But that it has nothing to do with...
And I don't want to watch just Jesse being a really bad, dumb drug dealer and junkie.
Well, no, he's done with that, right?
No, in the prequel, he wasn't. When he started, wasn't he a junkie?
Maybe
Well,
he'll
no,
get a
in
job
the
at
prequel,
Baskin
he would have been a
Robbins.
student. You know what I mean? like the
Oh.
prequel...
We're going to get
Would
Breakfast Club, but it's got meth.
Right.
Maybe he becomes a chemistry teacher in honor of Walter.
I don't think he's going to do anything.
No, I don't think he's going to do
Walter.
anything like that. No.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
The dude spent however long
It
kidnapped.
was like a year and a half, right?
It was a
Almost 2
long
years.
time. It was a long time. It was a very long time.
Yeah, I just don't understand what this is supposed to be. Listen,
Kidnapped?
I'm normally for, I love a product, I love a show, give me more, and whatever loophole you gotta pull to give me more, give me more. But Breaking Bad, I mean, ended. Like, it's over. It's done. There's nothing left to tell past that. You're right, Josh. There's nothing you can do without Walter White. I just don't understand what this movie is. Just don't understand.
Who's Breaking Bad if Walter's not in it?
Well, they're not going to call it Breaking Bad.
What's it going to be called?
Greenbrier or something?
Oh, yeah. Already closed the article. I think it's Greenbrier.
Greenbrier.
Just don't understand.
Okay.
So let's talk about a show that never actually ended.
Yes, please.
And they're making a Deadwood movie because that show never really ended.
No. And we talked about the fact that they like greenlit the script, right? That they said this movie was happening, but now we've got people on board, on set. We've got things coming out there.
So the confirmed list,
All you need is Schweringer.
I think you're probably right, but the confirmed list is Mrs. Ellsworth, Trixie, Saul Starr, Martha Bullock, Charlie Utter, Doc Cochran. I don't know how he's still alive, but okay. Calamity Jane, E.B. Farnham, Joni Stubbs, and George Hurst.
Right. And the guy who played Tulliver, he passed away last year.
Powers Booth.
Right.
Yeah.
So he will not be in there. So, I mean, Schrodinger's nemesis is gone. But the premise of this movie, that from what we can see, is that they're reuniting when their territory gets statehood. So they're coming back to say, hey, South Dakota's got statehood. We're all good.
We don't have Ian McShane or Tim the Elephant confirmed.
We don't, but I don't know how you do this movie without either of those two guys.
Nor do I.
I don't think you should if those two aren't in it.
Right.
Ian McShane is doing American Gods right now.
Yes, he is.
Just saying. Maybe Schwarzenegger isn't gonna make it.
Why are you throwing a schwa in there?
I don't know. Because I felt like it.
Don't do
Because he only watched like 3 episodes of it and not the whole
So I
series.
like getting swifty. I watched the first 2 seasons. I just haven't finished the third.
I thought you were a completionist. Didn't you describe yourself as a completionist when I was like, you should watch Doctor Who? You'd be like, but then I gotta watch 50 years of TV because I'm a completionist. Was that not the exact
That's exactly
spiel
what he
that you gave me?
Don't act like you were there, Josh. This was a private conversation.
I've been there for that conversation.
I don't know. Maybe. I
Do
might have
you
said that.
deny it? Then you're guilty.
Sorry, that's a Lion King reference. I have small children. I apologize. Yeah, so I don't want to hear this, I didn't finish this season, or, I was going to finish Breaking Bad, but I didn't.
How did this turn into the shitting on me? I'm just saying.
Because these are 2 shows on the list that you have to finish, but you didn't.
What's the
Breaking
second
Bad
show?
and Deadwood.
No. I never made an agreement to finish
I'm just
Breaking
saying,
Bad. I watched 2.5
you're a
seasons of Breaking Bad,
completionist-
and I pulled the ripcord.
If you're a completionist like you say you are, you should have finished
I don't
those 2
complete
shows.
shit I don't like. I actually enjoy Deadwood, so I'll give you that.
Speaking of shit that we don't like and it's somehow continuing, The Walking Dead is still on television. Somehow, AMC. I don't know what they're doing. Listen, I don't care. There's no spoiler alert. Rick Grimes flew away in a helicopter and everyone thinks he's dead. So that's happening. And
He's just injured. I read an article. He's just injured.
he got hurt.
He went away, and then they flash forwarded.
Yeah, so they're
Like it's turning into Lost.
But that's not the issue
Fuck
I have,
this show.
Brian. I mean, that is a terrible thing. But here's the worst part: AMC is working on 3, count them, 1, 2, and 3 Walking Dead made-for-TV movies that will go into production as early as next year,
Listen, AMC.
focusing around Rick Grimes.
AMC, listen to me. Just because it's a zombie horse doesn't mean you should continue to beat it.
It's undead. The franchise is undead.
This show should have ended. I actually watched most of last season, and last season would have been the perfect way to end this show. Should have ended last year.
Yeah, no,
This is too much. You're losing your main character. They're losing Lauren Cohen.
Yep.
And I can't imagine Norman Reedus is going to hang out for much longer.
Here's the deal. They're now doing kind of contracts very similar to Marvel and all these major studios where they're having their main actors sign contracts for a set amount of projects now, not just like, a season or 2. It's okay, like we'll sign you for 3 projects. That could be 1 season, a movie, and then another season. So Norman Reedus has signed one of those from what I've heard. So, I mean, take that with a grain of salt. The only one there's only a few people that are holding out who are not signing.
So
these
if I
contracts.
sign for 3 projects, I can tell you, okay, we need you for 2 months, 4 months. I'm sorry, we need you for 4 months of filming this movie, but we need you for 10 months to film this season.
right? Here's a
That just
and then
sucks.
here's just a dumpster full of money. Big.
Yeah, the dumpster full of money is
Big
nice,
old
but
pile of money.
Still, that's
I don't listen.
There are so many other franchises that AMC could be doing right now instead of beating this undead horse. It's
But the other part too is like
it's too
like,
much.
The reason.
Did Jeffrey Dean Morgan sign one of these deals?
I hope not. He's probably still reading the contract really long and dramatically. For to has with the
Well.
like he's still reading the contract. Rick. Anyway,
Well, they're gonna shift the show's focus to Negan eventually.
Yeah, here's the deal.
So, I would
Andrew
imagine.
Lincoln was like, "Listen, I live in London. I never see my family. I'm really.
calling.
I've been doing this for many, many years. I'm really done with this." And they're just like, "We really. There's still a lot of money, and you're attached to a lot of it. And if you
It's
go
really-
away, we don't have a network. So we'll let you go back to London, but then we're going to steal you for like 3 months rather than a whole year to make a movie."
Is there really a lot of money? This
Yes.
season has been record lows.
Yes. So we're talking about like the actual watching, like the ratings of this. The fans that are still watching this love to just throw all their money at it. All of it. There's t-shirts, the dolls, the collectibles, the comics themselves, the conventions, the DVDs, the whole 9 yards. Those people are throwing mad. They're going to Hot Topic like, yes, give me all those shirts. I want the Angel Wing shirt. I mean, I want it all.
I pride myself on having never seen a second.
I don't know if I would pride myself on never seeing a second. I do pride myself on ducking out like 3
Never
years ago.
seeing a second.
I ducked out at the perfect time, and then I went back in at the perfect time, and now I'm ducked out again. So
I think the last thing I saw was the tiger running around eating zombies. I just here's the thing.
you didn't duck out 3 years ago. Then
I don't know. I just saw that episode.
the tiger was like a year or two
I just
ago.
watched that episode where the tiger. Everyone's like the tiger finally killed somebody. It was like, oh, all right, I'll watch the tiger kill people, and it was very let down because it was a CGI tiger doing CGI bullshit.
Do you think it was going to be?
Yes, I thought they were doing a real tiger, Brian. I was told there was a tiger eating
I'd like
zombies.
you to ask Sigmund Roy about how well that worked out for him.
So here's the deal. We just listed 3 TV shows that used to be very beloved that are somehow getting some kind of movie, and only one of them were 4, which is Deadwood.
Let's talk about a show with a third season that we don't care about either.
What?
I've never seen a single episode of this show.
All right, so True Detective has released a trailer for season 3, and here's the ruling so far on True Detective, and Josh can back me up on this. Season 1, must watch, really great. I'm sorry, there's a second season? I don't acknowledge its ever fucking existence. And season 3 looks really good, and I believe Josh has one reason why season 3 should be on your watch list.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali.
Boom.
Everyone should watch everything that dude is in.
Absolutely. It looks really interesting. A lot of time jumping from what I can see. It looks like it's 3 different times being suggested and told in the story. And I'm really hoping that this is more season 1 than it is season 2.
Here's the thing, and while I will say it's must watch, it ended in a way that I was like, really?
The trailer, you mean?
The first season.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the first season had the best season finale ever, but it was a really good story that was totally. I felt fine after it was done. I was just like, oh, all right. I mean,
yeah, and you have Alexandra Daddario in there, Brian.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a priority. I'm not even going to put it on the list. There's so much other shit I have to watch.
I don't acknowledge your list as an actual thing.
I don't believe it exists.
Generally, when you have a list, you begin to check things off the list.
I have been.
What you have is more like a pit of despair.
I have been checking things off the list. Just they're all current stuff right now because I fell 3 episodes behind on all
Current
my
stuff can't be on the list.
DC shows.
The list
Current
should
stuff
not have
is just
current
stuff you
things.
watch. Right.
It should just
The
be a
list
list.
has current things on
no.
it.
It should be a list of shit I'm supposed to have watched.
Don't tell me how to watch my shit
not
or
telling you how
list
to-
my shit.
We're telling you how to make a
things.
list.
I have a list of things to watch. They include current shit.
Current shit isn't a list. It's called a DVR.
Thank you.
Right. And the DVR gets 96% full because my roommate watches shit like Grey's Anatomy and then disappears for 2.5 weeks. So that's getting filled up and I gotta watch my shit before my shit gets deleted.
Just delete Grey's Anatomy.
I can't. He'd get
You
mad.
know, but if he's gone for 3 weeks, isn't it available on demand at that point when he comes back?
Listen. Somebody kisses somebody else, somebody dies, and somebody gets mad about it. Show
And
'em.
someone had sex with a ghost once. I know that's true.
Really?
Yeah. Negan, I don't know what his character was in that.
Oh, Denny Duquette.
and
Denny
what's her
Duquette,
face
yeah.
from 27 Dresses
Katherine Heigl.
had
Katherine
sex with
Heigl,
his
right.
ghost. It was like a Ghostbusters scene apparently. If you don't know what I'm talking about
Yeah,
from
that's
Ghostbusters.
Yes,
That's
the
a-
deleted scene from Ghostbusters.
No, I mean still in the
It
movie.
wasn't deleted.
But the whole
Only half of it.
right. Yeah. The zipping of the pants and the face is still in the movie.
Moving on to a show that actually looks good.
No, I'm not letting you. Are you segueing everything?
Moving on to a show that actually looks good.
Sell me a little bit on this show, Brian. Tell me the name of the show and what it is.
The show is called Deadly Class. It is based on a Vertigo comic book, and it is Harry Potter with assassins. They go to assassin school. Come on. That's not like an interesting
so
concept
where's the
for you?
Harry Potter come in?
There's a school that trains assassins. It's like
Right.
Hogwarts.
It's a school.
Okay, are there like cliques and houses? Like what's the?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I've never read the book. I just know the concept.
It looks like
there
might be. It looks like they have different jackets.
Yeah, it looks like they it's high school. Of course, there's cliques.
But at that point, you could just say it's Dawson's Creek for assassins. If you're just generically throwing around,
No.
No.
It looks very Hogwartsy.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you've got it looks like the headmaster or some professor is the monk from Doctor Strange. What's his name? Beyonce.
Benedict Wong.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you why this is not good, won't be good, and even if it is good, you won't get a second season.
Don't fucking say sci-fi.
Can I write sci-fi? That's the answer.
No.
Yep.
No, that's not the answer.
I cite alphas.
Okay, you can name one show, but they've had 4 seasons of The Magician so far. 3
What is
seasons
that?
of The
Nobody's
Expanse,
watching that.
5 seasons of Eureka. Of course people watch it! There's 4 fucking seasons of it!
No, they're just making seasons, Brian.
Just like The Walking Dead is making seasons, and no one's watching that, right?
Nobody's watching.
I never said no one was watching Walking Dead. I said it has record lows.
Was that not just the argument that no one was watching The Walking Dead, that the viewership is at an all-time low?
No, your comment was that people were throwing money at it, and I questioned that, and then you actually proved a point. And I didn't take it any further. If you are going to invest money to make another season, people fucking watch it.
Nobody's watching this.
Yeah, no one's watching it at all. I'm sorry.
Because it's on Sci-Fi.
Right. If it was on CW, it would have a better shot than being on Sci-Fi.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I was watching this trailer going, this is mildly interesting. This is very Gossip Girl-esque of all this drama and shit I don't care about at all. And then the Sci-Fi logo came up and I was like, oh, so even if I am interested in this, I'll never actually watch it.
I won't be fooled again.
Alphas burned us really hard.
Oh, yeah.
Really.
That's a great show.
So besides the fact that, honestly, Brian, let's all jokes aside. Why is this a show that will go on the list and supersede everything else you've got on there?
It's not going to. I will eventually watch it. I'll tell you right now, I really enjoyed The Magicians, but I haven't watched the past 2 seasons because I don't have time.
But isn't that how shows get canceled? Is when I'll get around to it eventually. No one actually watches it when it premieres or the first season.
I am one person who watches way too much shit. I'm sure.
There are many.
I'm going to at least check out the first episode.
There are many people like you, Brian, especially people who are cord cutting or just people who have way too much to watch like everyone else does. Netflix hasn't stopped putting out original content ever. They just keep going. Can a man just stop the queue and just catch up on stuff? Stop
it's not all
things.
good.
This is going to fall to the very bottom of anyone's priority because of Sci-Fi. And no one's ever going to watch that season. And it's going to be one of those shows that everyone's going to be like, oh, it was canceled too soon. Well, did you watch it when it was current? No, I caught it on demand.
I will cite the fact that The Expanse got canceled by Sci-Fi after 3 seasons. And the outcry was so intense that Amazon picked it up.
That is 100% true.
Yeah.
I can't take that away from you.
So my point is, the network doesn't matter. If it's a good show, it's a good show. Now, I'm not saying Sci-Fi doesn't have a reputation for not doing great shows, but I mean, every once in a while, there's an Expanse.
All right, well, then I wish Deadly Class is the best. It's not something I'm going to be able to watch when it's actually on. I'll have to wait for it to be put on some streaming service somewhere.
I'm sure it will be, and I'm sure that's how they'll get most of their views. That's how a lot of networks get most of their views now. Through stuff like Hulu and DVRs and stuff like that. No one watches anything live anymore. What's the last show you watched live?
Well, I don't have live TV, so I'm not the right person to ask.
Okay, I rest my case. Josh, with the exception of football, what's the last thing you watched live?
Baseball.
With the exception of sports, what's the last thing you watched live?
I appreciate the sarcastic answer.
Live? Some cooking show. Chop.
I rest my case.
Mine was like Top Chef or something, I think maybe.
Yeah, shit that you put on in the background while you're cleaning the house or something.
I am watching Top Chef with vigor. I don't know how else to address this next story, but it is with a heavy sigh.
Don't say it. Don't say it the way it's written.
I won't.
No. But what you need to know about this story, Josh, is that it has many layers, much like an onion.
Yes.
Oh.
It is with a heavy sigh that I announced that Shrek is getting rebooted. But wait, I don't understand this either, because the people responsible for the reboot are the great people at Illumination. So let that sink into it, right? But the producer is trying to get the original cast back to do the reboot.
That's not going to happen.
But at that point, why isn't that a sequel? Why?
It would be a sequel.
Like,
because Shrek 4 was a dumpster fire. But Universal bought DreamWorks not too long ago.
which owns Illumination. Comcast owns Illumination and DreamWorks.
Yeah, they
own
do.
both. That's
Yeah,
why
they
the
do.
Minions and Shrek are at Universal Islands of Adventure.
I'm feeling you. I followed your train.
I got it.
I got you. Yeah, this is dumb.
Here's the thing. I'll just say, when Shrek came out, the first Shrek, it was a powerhouse.
It was really
That
good.
I mean,
The
that
first two Shreks are
they
fantastic.
made money hand over fist. They were smart. They were funny. They were good. They were very impressive CGI wise, right? I mean, this is a little bit before Pixar was truly Pixar. I mean,
Yeah, what the first Shrek came out in 99,
I
2000?
believe so. And from what I've read, the first, I believe, 3 Shreks outperformed Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 financially. So, like, the money behind Shrek is there. But, like, Illumination that's the part that's...
Well, that's the thing, though. You know why they're rebooting it then. It's because the first one was 18 years ago, and everybody who enjoyed it is now an adult who will take their kid to see a redone Shrek.
Yeah, and the kids who have already seen all the other ones are going to go, that doesn't look or sound like Shrek.
Right. And then the fact that Shrek is really a product of its time, right? All the jokes included like a Matrix joke, right, with Princess Fiona. All the pop culture references were making fun of Disney, and they were just...
Well, yeah, they're not going to redo it shot for shot.
I know they're not, but what I'm saying is I don't think you could get away making fun of Disney the way that they did in Shrek 1, and the pop culture references, they're watching that on YouTube so quickly that by the time that it's actually made in a movie, it's already dated. Hence the Black Panther what are those moment. It was a little, okay, when you wrote it, that was current. What are those is no longer current. Like that's a really old meme. That'll just suffer the exact same way. Also,
this is dumb.
Also, Puss in Boots is getting rebooted too.
Well, Antonio Banderas has nothing better to do.
He's not the Nasonex B anymore. How's he going to get a check?
The what?
The Nasonex B. Remember Nasonex?
You mean the Flonase bee?
It was Nasonex, sir.
I don't know. I'm not up to date on my allergy sprays. Sorry. I did not know that was a requirement to speak on the show. I will bone up on my Zyrtex and Claritins by next week.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time where That Kind of Nerd gives a product, a topic, a movie, whatever, the third degree in a segment that we call the Nerd Degree. And this week, just like I said, who needs paper? Who needs a drone? You've got paper airplanes. So there is a product that initially started on Kickstarter, but is now a real company. Guys, it's a real thing. It's called Power Up. It's a very tiny little like module that you can put a paper airplane on, and then you can fly it using your phone. It seems like it's too good to be true, but it's a real thing. It's a real product that you can buy. And they're making one now that you can do live streaming with. However, this is really cool. The Power Up 3.0 airplane kit, which is normally $50, just on sale for $42.99, but for $50, you can take a paper airplane and make it a drone. Control with your phone. That is way better than actually buying a physical drone and crashing it and be like, oh, I'm now out all my money? I'm out of everything? $50 is a pretty good
Can't
investment.
kids just enjoy paper airplanes? You make them and you throw them, and wherever they go, that's where they go.
I want them to fly around.
So if you want to
while.
hit Timmy up in the front row, too freaking bad if the wind just takes it off to Betsy in her
Yeah,
backpack.
this looks pretty awesome.
Does it though?
Are they also sending me an engineer to fold the paper?
Yes.
Probably not, right? Did you see?
You will have to get a regional paper.
Did you see their folded paper airplane? It's got like flaps and.
I'm
like,
sure there's a freaking guide to tell you how to to fold a paper
that guide
airplane.
isn't going to help me, dude.
I know he's not. That guide is not going to help you.
That is not a paper airplane. That is origami, and I refuse.
It is
This is
origami. and it's not, that guide is not going to help me. Plus, you can't just grab a piece of loose leaf. Like, you got to go get
get the little card
go get like 40-pound paper.
I don't know about that, but you definitely need something with a little bit of heft to it. But just a little bit. This is all still less than buying a drone. Like your kid for Christmas. This is
not really. You can buy a drone for $20.
Yeah, but then they're going to break it, and then
they're going to break this. How much is this thing?
It retail
because that's going to make me make fun of
the newest version, but that isn't live streaming. Is $50.
So what? Live streaming is what? 100.
They're still kickstarting it, so it's a dream. But this is a real product. It exists. You can buy it. It's not a pre-order situation. It's not Coin. It's not some of the other dumb Kickstarters. This is a real product.
The video one is $99.
Hey Josh, remember when CJ invested in Coin thinking it was going to be the next biggest thing? That was
got it right here, bruh.
Dude, look at the live streaming one.
It's pretty cool.
Okay.
I will never buy it.
Construct of this plane.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
It's like a fighter plane from Top Gun.
Yeah.
It really is, and
that's not paper.
It's just here's the thing. It's going to have the same fate as all drones. It's going to end up on your roof or in a tree, and that's the end of it. Same fate as all drones.
I see
because once you start flying something,
the fate of my drones is someone goes inside and be like, "Oh, that's cool. Can I try it?" Bam, hits the ceiling, breaks 2-3 fans, and I'm like, I'm not spending 7 hours to take a little tiny fucking screw and fix
this
it.
Is the same thing, CJ.
No. This is, you son of a bitch, you ruined my paper. Also, you can't fly when it's raining because, it's made out of paper. You ruined my paper. Now I have to refold the paper.
They're going to crash the thing into wall.
It's too small to crash into a wall.
It'll not. Live. Did you watch the video?
It'll live.
It doesn't matter how small something is if it hits a wall.
If you screw up the rudder, you're done. If you mess up the propeller, you're done.
No, that's just a simple.
Yeah, if you make one wrong fold,
dude,
it doesn't fly right.
Brian brings up the bigger point. If you fold the paper incorrectly, you've got a brick. Like 100%, I agree with you. You're going to have to learn how to fold some paper. But for $50,
CJ, I want you to grab a piece of paper and make me a paper airplane right now.
I don't have any paper near me.
I can make one thing with a piece of paper.
A ball?
Letter.
Those things where you would do this.
Oh, the fortune tellers.
The pyramid.
The fortune
Pick a
tellers.
color. Green. Green.
Right.
Pick a number. 2. 1, 2.
Are you telling me for someone
you're gonna have a wonderful day?
For someone who's crafty, right, and also likes to maybe try drones, you wouldn't spend $50 on this for a Christmas gift?
Who's crafty?
Someone who would put together a drone. Someone who's just like, I want a drone, but I want to put it together. And they're just like, well, here's this thing.
Absolutely. And when I meet the naval aviator capable of flying one,
that's the other part too.
I will.
You don't need, if you crash this, whatever. You just get another piece of paper.
No, CJ, look at the way it's built. If you crash this one time, you're done.
I disagree with you.
You are trying to defend this super hard.
Are you looking
really,
at this? It's flimsy plastic.
It's not. I don't know about flimsy plastic.
The fact of the matter is this. CJ. You crash it once, you're done. You're going to end up spending more time folding paper airplanes than I need to catch up. Like the amount of hours that you would spend folding paper airplanes would equal the amount of hours of television I need to watch.
All right, so Josh, on our standard unit of measure that we use every single week when we do the nerd degree, where do you put this?
On your fucking roof. That's where I put it.
I put it in the tree that only eats kites.
There.
I put it in an open field where I'm not obstructed by all these terrible obstacles you're worried about.
Where do you live?
And I pick it up at a park where there's plenty of space.
I'm going to end this argument by citing the terms of the purchase. All sales final. And there you have it.
Listen, I disagree. I think you guys are overreacting for this. So I'm very curious, listener, what you think about this product. Go to the show notes. Go ahead and check out the video. And email us at podcast@thatkindofnerd.com or Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you are. I want you to find us. I want you to tell me what you think about this little $50 gadget. I think it's worth $50. I think that's a reasonable price for this.
I'll tell you what, you give me $50, I'll put some shit on your roof, and we'll call it a day.
All right, so let's turn to something that we can actually kind of feeds into this part. Our question of the week. which is, what do you think is the worst use of technology in a piece of fiction and why? I want to start with my answer, just to kind of set the bar here.
Yeah, forget the listeners who actually answered it. Let's hear CJ's.
The worst use of technology in any piece of fiction is the zoom and enhance feature of everything that has to do with photography. I think it started with Blade Runner.
Enhance.
Right,
Enhance.
Went to all the stupid CSI shows. Any spy show now, you take a shitty low-res picture, somehow zoom in, blow it up, and it gets clearer? No, that's not how pixels work. That's not how photography works. This is all wrong. No, and it's everywhere. It's in every movie franchise. I'm sure it's going to be in Top Gun too. I'm sure it'll be there. It's the dumbest use of technology in works of fiction. All right, my rant's over. You want to do us or some listeners?
M. Duncole says...
What the hell's the matter with you?
That's
How do
Megan.
you never know that?
I don't know these people in real life. I just
Patreon
read
supporter Megan
usernames.
Duncole
Says, damn it, Jetsons. I spent my whole youth expecting to be flying high above the crowded streets to my career with Cogsworth and come home to my Rosie, who would feed me unappetizing food pellets to sate.
Sure, it's like satiate.
Okay,
Like that.
to sate my appetite and keep me as trim as Judy and Jane, but alas, no flying car, no magical food pellets, and no Robomaid to do my chores while I am away. And the slushiest slurped-powered vehicle from home and basically all the boovie technology from that
so
movie.
the
the movie Home
I've never watched the movie.
Home. I love that
with
movie.
Jim Parsons, right?
Yeah.
And like Rihanna, something.
Okay. Well, it was Rihanna.
It was
No, it was
just a
Rihanna. It was
Rihanna
Rihanna.
song.
Uh,
I really do like that movie, and I agree. We were all promised flying
Yep.
cars.
Oh, yeah, I'll read this one, too. This guy I went to college with, Jason, says the use of a CGI animated suit for the Green Lantern
I
movie.
approve.
I tend to
I
agree
approve
with
on
that.
that one.
Jim Cole says this is such a difficult question, and if you know Jim, you know he probably thought about this for hours. Lasers you can see slowly move across the screen because
Very
lasers.
true.
Jeff Goldblum turning into a fly creature from teleportation. Hackers highlight young Angelina Jolie, cult classic, but so inaccurate, and that is absolutely true. And the other thing that came to mind when he said hackers was swordfish. Oh my God, was that inaccurate? Mine, I was gonna go with my normal rant about Hank Pym shrinking buildings. And while that's awful, for me it was the Fast and the Furious. That was just so inaccurate. Everything they did with those
I was gonna
cars,
say,
all the bolt-ons, the standalone fuel management system, the whole, when they pop the hood in that first race scene, everything Jesse rattles off is not a thing.
Is that bad technology or is that bad writing or all of it?
Well, I mean, no, all of those things exist,
okay.
but not the way that they use them.
gotcha.
And the other thing I'll say is, watch any of those movies. The speedometer moves like the tachometer should.
My other part too is
So they go from 40 to 90 as quickly as you should be going from 2,000 to 7,000.
they also
RPM.
shift so many times. How many gears does their car have?
It's it. They got like a 12
It's like
speed.
a bike.
Well, I mean, when you
yeah.
are about to drive out of a plane to land on a
No.
tank,
I'm really
Just the first
referencing.
movie.
They got away from all the car
Yeah,
shit. Yeah. They got away from all the car shit at like 5, right? So it's really just the first couple movies. The ejector seat in Too Fast. Nope. Nope. My buddy actually left.
To be fair, don't you love those movies?
I absolutely adore
But you
those
realize that they're
movies,
just
all
really.
of them.
Okay, I appreciate you more for going. Listen, it's so inaccurate, but I still fucking love it. I will be there for every.
I need you to suspend your disbelief for a minute. Every time anybody says NOS, I go, it's a brand, and there are better brands out there. I'd prefer Dr. Nitrous.
So it's like a
we could go that way.
Kleenex thing. Like, can you hand me a Kleenex? You're just, that's a brand. That's a.
And like the thing with like with Vin Diesel's Veil Slide RX-7, beautiful. A, that dude couldn't fucking drive stick. That's a problem. B, there is no way he would have had that loud sound system in that car. because you can't race with an extra 100 pounds. You just don't do it. He wouldn't have had leather seats either. One that conceals a really intricate looking nitrous oxide setup. The problem is there was like 4 small tanks, not one big one. You're not holding that much nitrous oxide in those 4 tiny. It's just stupid. I mean, I can't.
That was worth it just for that. I'm so glad that we asked this question. Brian, you're the end here. What's your answer?
Time travel in pretty much any movie that features time travel.
The flux capacitor was
Terminator, Back to the Future. None of it makes sense. I love those movies. None of it makes any sense. The only one that actually does make sense, Josh, you'll be happy proud of me, I believe, is the Time Turner in Harry Potter. The rest make no freaking sense.
because magic.
Also, anything that happens in Star Trek. Do you realize when, like, if you were to, like, see a Star Trek The Next Generation script, they always would just put in technobabble whenever they were about to go into something like that, because none of it makes sense. They just put words together and it does stuff. Plus, if you're going to use a holodeck, like, how many times does the holodeck need to try to kill you, Picard, before you say, maybe I shouldn't use this anymore? Come on. Seriously. Have a whole freaking episode where the holodeck mind wipes you and makes you think you're Sherlock Holmes fighting Moriarty, and we think it's still a great idea to go sailing on the pirate seas with it. Best captain, my freaking ass.
It's got oddly personal very quickly. I will ask you a question.
Anyway, those are my
When it
answers.
comes to time travel movies, this has been recommended to me several times. Have you seen Primer?
No, I
have
haven't.
heard that is like the
heard.
only movie that actually gives a shit about doing any kind of science.
I've heard that same review
I
as
need to
well.
actually watch it someday. All right, and listener, hey, I thank you first off to Jim, Jason, and Megan for answering the question of the week. I'll just want to say I lived up to my end of the deal. I'm obviously not dead. I posted the question on Thursday, so please be on the lookout for your question of the week every week. I usually post it on Thursday on all social media. I want to thank you, listener, for listening to the show. But I have a question. I have a request. Share this with a friend, okay? Because
That's not
That's not a question. That's a request.
I said I have a request.
You already asked the question of the week. That actually determines that there's only one question that you ask of the week. So you can't ask.
Thank
another
you,
one. It's
listener,
over.
for listening to the show. And I have a request for you, if you would be so kind, to share this show with a friend or your family members or just a random stranger on the street.
Why are you encouraging our listeners to talk to
It
strangers?
just needs to happen because
People
you
get
know
in
what, Brian?
trouble.
Because sharing is the ultimate internet currency, and we thank them for their donation. Before we sign off, patrons, listeners, I'm pleading, please. Right now, the poll is up for our spoiler cast for this month. An Instant Family is winning, and I just would like you, listener, to be able to have your voice heard and have us record an episode of a good movie for once. So, if you could please go to patreon.com/thatkindanerd and vote. A Star is Born. It was a good movie, and I should probably not be as angry as I am right now. I'm just very mad about Instant Family. So patreon.com/thatkindanerd. Join, vote in our poll. Thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work. And we will see you all next week.
Well, welcome to the club because you are that kind of nerd.
However, in positive Marvel news, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse released its newest and probably final
How
trailer.
excited are you?
I'm so excited, I'll name my daughter after one of the characters. Too soon? Too soon?
I fucking hate you. My name. Now I have to name my kid Peter Porker. I don't know how the girl's gonna receive that.
And I hope your son talks just like John Mulaney.
Yeah, right. It can get worse.
The hell is that?
Nothing.
Is that
Terrible.
how John Mulaney sounds to you?
No, I don't know.
No, it's like a tiny bird, like this, like John
Like that.
Mulaney's this,
like that.
That is good. That's really good.
Yeah.
I'm a little stuffed up. All right, my impressions
So
are
I
not
was
on point.
at a party drinking out of a red cup. You've seen movies. That's John Mulaney. Sorry.
That's very funny.
Can we just comment on how you're Josh's hype man? Apparently, like, do you just walk around after everything he says and go boom?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Just making
You
sure.
hear that? Mm-hmm. You hear that? Mm-hmm. That's the best. Mm-hmm. The goddamn business. Better
Yeah,
recognize.
That's right.
Better recognize.
All right, hype man. I need you to Need you to hype it down a little bit. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself.